Free music, yeah. Free music, yeah. This music is free. There are no licensing penalties. This music is free. Good morning and welcome. Supported by Free Music. It's Morning Mics. Brought to you by Venbrook Insurance. There's so much going on in our crazy world. I don't know where to begin. I just want to begin with a prayer. Are we going to be okay? Lord God, look out for us beautiful pineapplers, Americans, citizens, people who just want to go to work, come home, have a cocktail perhaps, rip a Virginia Slim in the backyard when no one's looking, kiss the spouse, say, hello, honey, I'm home, tuck the kids in. I don't know. Oh my God, what the hell is going on out there in the world? That's all I want to know, folks. I want you to answer me. I want you to tell me, but we're going to go around and we're going to say good morning. That's what we're going to do. That's what we do. You know what, Missy Motormouth? You are here and you're not late. That's good. Morning, everybody. Hi there, Rainbow Pickle. How are you? Good morning, Big Willie. Oh yeah, I changed my name to Big Willie down below. Big Willie style. So excited. Lisa, look at you. That's so nice. Oh my God. Feeling like a little fall in Texas this morning. Wonder what that feels like. What is fall in Texas? It's amazing. There's no like leaf peeping, is there? Right? It's a great color on you, Billy. Oh, thanks. You know, they say blue is my color. I've got blue eyes. I lift up my glasses because I am blind as a bat. Probably can't see anything. Really, when you really look at it, he's very fuzzy when he looks at things. Got a haircut. Did I get it yesterday? Or did I get it Monday? I had it yesterday, didn't I? The short hair? I did. Oh, God, my mind is totally fried. I started having a little mini panic attack last night that I thought I listened to this podcast by Andrew Huberman. It's called the Huberman Lab. He's a professor at Stanford of neuroscience. And 2 years ago, he did an episode on psilocybin. I was like, oh, let me listen to this guy. And he had, you know, he's really smart. He lays out, this thing's 2 hours and 9 minutes. But he got into like, if you have heavy anxiety during one, you know, your facilitator is supposed to talk you out of, help you move through. Well, we didn't discuss that. So I didn't know if I was supposed to say anything or not, or like work through it myself or whatever. So that's where it just got wrapped up in anxiety and ended that way. I didn't get to move through. And in the end, I'm like, should I have said, hey, need a little help over here? And then I was like, started getting this anxious thing like, well, did that do permanent damage? Am I like because now I'm like, did I forget something? Like my memory, and now you're second guessing everything. So this is just typical, right? You mix that in with the ego, which is the voice in the head. So we're doing later today on Hot Mics, we're doing our second episode, the psilocybin episode, which shows you, you know, what happened the second time. So last night I hit Keith. Keith Crossley is my integration expert. He's going to be on the podcast today. And I was like, dude, you know, hey, I noticed I've been struggling a little with retaining information lately. Definitely, you know, feeling a little, did I do something? He goes, you're going to be fine. Try not to overthink it. Good has already come from it, even if the experience was very difficult. He said, it's so good. God, he's such a smart guy, this guy. Would it be fair to say that you've also been preoccupied with deeper things since the journey? Like, yeah, that's true. Don't you love it when your voice in your head just starts running away with things and you're like, where the hell are you going? It's never anywhere good. That I can tell you for sure. So got to learn how to not silence it or crush it. Transcend it, right? You're never going to get rid of it. You got to transcend it. Yeah, it's a phenomenal episode. Rain, but we need it. Ooh, good. You're purging everything dark, burning down the old life. It's going to get worse before better. That's probably right, Jackie. I'm down for that. You know what? Small decisions in life. Yesterday, I'm going to say it right now. One of my like escape hatches is one of my best friends who's also my lawyer. And he loves to escape his house, and I love to escape anything uncomfortable. So we meet at Davenport's down the street, and we have a martini. And sometimes we have split the second, which is always a gracious pour. So really, it's a martini in 2/3 each. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And it's like that little devil on the shoulder. It's like, ding, 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 ding. You could sit on the couch. You could listen to this podcast. You could, and I listened to another one from Huberman about postponement, and from a great author named Stephen Pressman, all about how we put things off and, what makes your mind follow through on things. And I was like, you could have an intellectual, session tonight, or take a walk and listen to this podcast while exercising, or meet your evil twin for martinis at Davenport's. What did I do? Steve? Did I do it?
I don't know. I have a feeling you did do it, Billy. And I hope I'm not wrong, but I think it's been a roller coaster the last 24 hours for you.
You think I went down for the teenies?
I do. Actually, now I'm questioning though, because we talked last night while I was at soccer. So
I did not.
Yeah, and now I'm just thinking you were at home. Okay,
I'm
glad I'm wrong.
I did not, and this is what he said. I said after, because I saw him. Part of my walk listening to the podcast went right by his house, and I waved to him through the window, and he called me, and he said, "Let me know when you're done with the walk. Hurry with the walk. We can get down there. Happy hour, the whole thing." And I texted him, "I'm gonna stay in." 5:47. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to try and write a little. Some inner work needs to be done. He sends back, "Okay." And I can tell you that's a disappointment laden. Okay.
Billy, first, I'm so proud of you, but knowing Lang, that's what I was just going to say. Lang just was so
bummed.
Lang.
Lang. He was, Lang. Lang, Johnny Carson used to call his lawyer the bombastic Bushkin. And that's why Lang calls me Bastic. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not the lawyer. He's the lawyer. But, he just says the bombastic Bushkin. And Johnny Carson used to always talk about, well, the bombastic Bushkin did it again. And he would tell a story and the whole thing. So, God, it's good when you avoid that one. You know what I mean? Thank you, Susan. Oh, God, it's like, I just knew it. I would wake up in the morning and I would be so sad and mad at myself. Like, what am I, and why am I doing it? And yet I have known that many times before. I've said, I will be sad. I will be pissed off. I will be like a little anxious from it. Why did I do that? And yet I would do it anyway. Something's changed. Now, that second journey has got to be responsible for this. That's what I think. Do you feel better? You're damn right I do. Yeah. Better than if I'd gone out for martinis, I can tell you that. That is for sure. Oh, Deb, it's so true. But I think once in a while, a little cocktail's okay.
So no one knows Lang, but I'm still laughing about Lang, who realized he had to stay in with the wife.
How pissed he was. It's so classic. No, though his wife was going out with the ladies, so he was like free. Okay. Let's see. Would you ever go out for a mocktail? Yeah. I mean, that's what every other drink that's not booze is a mocktail. What is going on in the world out there? Trump said Tuesday, oh my God, this is like, what is happening? I mean, yesterday, Trump says he could be seeking $230 million from the Justice Department as compensation for past investigations. That's what he'd be paying himself. He said, yeah, that would be weird if I was paying myself. But, he's floating it out there, which means he probably will do it. And by the way, this could be decided by lawyers and officials who were once his personal lawyers. I mean,
Bill, you're really good at talking about Trump. He floats this out there. What does that mean, Bill?
it's the conditioning move. It's the conditioning move. He floats it out there as a thing like, I don't know, we're thinking about it. We're taking a look. We'll see what happens. I don't really know much about it. He puts that out there. Then he lets the outrage happen. Then the outrage dies down. Then he does it. So people have already wasted their outrage on the idea of what he might do. And then that kind of takes the sting out of it. Then he lets it die. Then he actually does it. But why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about settling with him for $230 million with the Justice Department? Of course, when it was under Biden, but it's still our Justice Department. It's still us, the taxpayers, paying Donald Trump for all that he went through. I mean, the perennial victim. This is craziness. The pettiness and the victimhood shit is just unbelievable. This is grifting again. I'm sorry. It's got to be said. I'm sick of people just, you can't play along when it's wrong. Set more money to settle with him. It's like, you know what's going on in the country right now? It's like subprime borrowers, right, are not able to pay their car loans. They're defaulting on payments at double the rate that they did 4 years ago. Cars are being repossessed at the highest rate since 2008, 2009, when we were in that recession. The fact that car payment is the last thing people default on means that, it's a signal that there's more trouble out there. I don't know. I mean, that's what we should be talking about. The constant, the other thing that's driving me crazy, the constant use of AI. Like, I don't laugh at it anymore. I laughed in the beginning, like flying the plane, the No Kings plane, and dropping the excrement on the people. I mean, it's like, okay, can someone other than the president of the United States be doing this? I grew up with presidents having to be presidential. Like, that meant something. This is crazy. These AI videos are wild. I mean, look at this. I mean, these are all the different events that he's like a child, like having so much fun with AI. Others need to be doing this, not you. So Liz Houston, the assistant press secretary, says no leader has used social media to communicate directly with the American people more creatively and effectively than President Trump. Thanks, Liz. Thanks. Line them up. We don't want him to do that. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know. I think yeah. And by the way, the media has been browbeaten into praising the hostage release. That ceasefire is hanging on by dental floss, and it's been a week. Hamas trickled out 2 more deceased hostages yesterday. Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are meeting with hostages over there. They're still kind of do their victory lap. I'm surprised they haven't faded off into the background. They just did their 60 minutes. Time to hide, boys. It's falling apart like we said it would. Vance is meeting with Bibi Netanyahu, trying to make sure he holds on to the ceasefire. Please, please. There is no deadline on when Hamas has to disarm. There never was when the peace plan went into effect, and there still isn't. They're still over there killing their own protesters, trickling out deceased hostages. And remember, the peace plan calls for an international security force. Okay, what nations are involved? None. Nobody's committed to that. No other country is committed to that. They're looking at the security issues over there saying, why would we go put our French soldiers in there? It's amazing. He guilted the media into covering this positively, saying, if you don't, you're just against history. You're terrible people. You're in debt. And so they all did. Time Magazine gave the cover. CBS News gave the interview. 60 Minutes. And there's nothing there. It was 20 live hostages for 2,000 Palestinians. And that was the picture. That was the flyover. That was the theater. That was the performance. And now we've moved on to many other things, but it's just not, And by the way, what does Joe Biden say? Anyway, there's just so much. You see this little guy, Paul Ingracia? This 30-year-old guy's this little former right-wing podcaster, right? Does everybody come from the podcast world into the administration or like Newsmax into the administration? And it's 100% loyalty. Loyalty is all that is required for you to work in this administration. It doesn't matter. You can be a crazy ass person, but if you are completely loyal, we will pardon you. We will hire you. No dissent. That little dude right there, he worked as a White House liaison at the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, for Kristi Noem, who just got 2 new planes for her department. He's said he's going to withdraw his name from the Office of Special Counsel, which is basically an oversight that protects whistleblowers, allegedly. He said, I'm going to withdraw because, unfortunately, I do not have enough Republican votes at this time. Here's the text messages that they got a hold of from this guy. He says, I occasionally go on a Nazi streak. I think he was being facetious because liberals like to call, MAGA people Nazis. He denounced MLK holiday, Martin Luther King as a holiday, and other Black History Month, Juneteenth, made a lot of fun of those. He says, I do have a Nazi streak in me from time to time. But guess what? So John Thune, who's the Senate Majority Leader, said, this guy has no chance of getting through. I expect the administration to pull their support for this guy, which they did. But thank heavens, Paul said, I'm going to continue to serve President Trump and this administration to make America great again. Oh, good, Paul. Okay. Thank God. Diddy will be in charge of welcoming. Diddy, yeah. He prefers people that work for him to be dim-witted because he doesn't want the challenge. Look, I'm telling my position on him is back in the day we had a tremendous amount of fun. Of course, he was the host of the Celebrity Apprentice, and I worked for Access Hollywood. It was no consequence on anybody's life. It was just fun, and he was a soundbite machine. No matter what the entertainment story was, you could ask Trump and he would give you the best headline and it would be fun. Bottom line. Now, the use of AI and all this stuff, there's so much provocation. It really scares me. Please be presidential. Please, please. Oh my God. You see this other guy, one of the guys he pardoned on January 6th. New York guy named Chris Moynihan. He's just been rearrested, and I hope he doesn't get pardoned again. He was threatening the life of, the House Speaker, Hakeem Jeffries. They found his text. He said, Hakeem Jeffries makes a speech in a few days in New York City. I cannot allow this terrorist to live. If I am hated, he must be eliminated. I will kill him for the future. Okay, glad we pardoned that guy. This time, let's not. Please put this dangerous man away. You know who I love? I can't decide what I think about this. This is an interesting look for a senator. We talked about being presidential. What about being senatorial? Like, does the hoodie, is that okay? I can't decide. I don't know. Like, I see him in his office and he's always in a hoodie and John Fetterman, senator from Pennsylvania. Is it cool? Is it a vibe? Is it relatable? Is it accessible? Is it outrageous? Put on a suit? I don't know. I'm going to just withhold. I'm not sure. Yeah. Dress for success. It's like Cash in his tracksuit. Yeah. He looks like the guy from what was that show about the Chippendales? Nanjiani? Camille Nanjiani? What's his name? He's so funny, that guy. Yeah. It seems a little this way. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, free to wear whatever. I mean, some people think, Netta says wear whatever you want. Right? Yeah. Oh, dress for success. A lot of people think that too, though. I don't know. Yeah. I get it. Oh my God. So Candace is going off again. Oh my God, she's going off again. There's a gag order for anybody involved in the Charlie Kirk case. Any lawyers, any representatives, any politicians, everybody. No one's allowed to speak about it. And Candace said this is a conspiracy. The things I've discovered this past week are enough to burn the house down. Yes, Charlie was betrayed by everyone. Oh, she loves a conspiracy. Problem is, I just, it's the boy who cried wolf, right? I mean, after this, she's already moved on from the first lady of France. But what you did there, I just like, how do you? I don't know. I just think it's like, what could be the most controversial thing to say, which gets clicks and gets audience and gets followers, and people just like fucking sheep just follow. I don't know. That's definitely out there. There's so much of that. Oh, Jessica, I've been following her on Charlie Kirk, and there's a lot there. Okay, Jessica, explain more. To me, listen, sometimes there's got to be something there with her, right? But so much of the time, there's conspiracy, straight up conspiracy, and it's nuts. The First Lady of France is not a dude. There's no way. And when you dig in that this is a dude, it's like, I need to be able to trust you the next time. There's one thing for sure. I'll never do that. I will never make up anything in order to pique your interest and hang on to you. I'm not going to do that. Ever. I love Candace. Stopped watching her. She hasn't finished one conspiracy theory when she's already formulating another one. It's too much. I stopped watching. She needs to uncover the Macron. Well, yeah. Happy hump day. Oh, I love a hump day. Yeah. Well, sometimes you got to let it out, Cherry. I mean, or is it Sherry? It's got to be Sherry. It can't be Cherry. Thank you. Billy with an IE. What am I, Billie Jean King? Do I look like a female tennis player? Yeah. It's just, it's nuts. It's nuts. Mama, what do you say about that? Gag order that size definitely impedes the First Amendment. So that's a little crazy. Check this out. In our culture, which we got to keep an eye on in this country. Yeah. I know Charlie's one of her besties. You can see her grief. It comes out as rage to uncover. Yeah, I know. Listen, I thought Charlie Kirk was, I just think it was a guy, I really don't believe the conspiracy is deeper than this. I don't think this kid was attached to anything other than his own crazy mind and his own struggles with his own sexuality and the fact that he felt Charlie was against him and he was so mad he didn't want to go on living as he was in his duplicitous life. He was mad that his father, was a big MAGA supporter and hard right-wing kind of conservative guy. And, it seems that his father welcomed him at home Wasn't that horrible. But I just think the kid was lost and angry and mad. I just don't think there's anything beyond that. There's a great opportunity for there, to think that there is, but I just don't believe it. I don't know. Of course, maybe I might just be a little innocent, but no, that kid was all the evidence is there. If this is a conspiracy, then someone planting all of the text messages he put in Roblox and all these little Discord, chat rooms and things. Non-world, that kid pulled the trigger. He sure did. His boyfriend asked him to do it for him. No, his boyfriend was outraged. His boyfriend was like, "What are you doing? Where are you?" And he's like, "No, I did this." And he's like, "I'm going to go do this." And he's like, "Wait, what? Are you serious?" Unless he, that's what he's saying publicly. Yeah, conspiracy theories, they're everywhere. Unbelievable. Here's Sherry. As far as Candace Owens, there's a difference between conspiracy theories and critical thinking, and that's all she's doing. Opposition to the mainstream consensus. Yeah. I think that's right. If you just see whatever the mainstream is saying, let's take the opposite angle there. It will be, although I've had her on Hot Mics before. She's an intelligent person. She's fun. She's awesome on Blake Lively. Like this whole thing. She called that out in the beginning. She's not wrong there. Yeah. Oh no, Jessica, are you going down? Jessica, JPB, are you going down the rabbit hole? You don't spend. You're too physically fit. You're a bikini fitness person. You're not going down the rabbit hole of conspiracies. Do spend no time doing that with your lovely day. We need the receipts. I love the word receipts. It is absolutely permeated the zeitgeist. Where are the receipts? The theory is the mic he was wearing killed him. Yeah. I just know. The guy was on the rooftop. I mean, I just don't see it. Oh my God. She's gone off the rails a bit, but she comes with the receipts. Let me see those receipts. How about the jewelry theft in Paris? Oh my God. I mean, this is just unbelievable. $100 million in jewelry. I mean, this is Sunday morning. We're all watching, let's just say if we were French, watching football, getting ready these guys come out with a mechanical ladder on a truck right up to the second floor to the Apollo Gallery in the Louvre. And they rip off 8 pieces of jewelry, French royal family jewelry, crown diamonds, sapphire necklace worn by Empress Eugenie, Napoleon's wife. The amazing thing is these dudes are still on the loose. What is up with the French burglars, right? I mean, there was 10 guys or 8, whatever. Yeah, 10 guys that held Kim Kardashian at gunpoint and took her jewelry. The French jewelry heists are amazing. One thing to rob Kim Kardashian in her hotel room. Another thing to break into the Louvre. I mean, how embarrassing. And they're still on the loose. A truck-mounted electric ladder, $102 million worth of jewelry. They're not going to be able to sell the jewelry. They're going to melt it down, right? Get it down to its core or whatever, and sell that. So it'll be less. You can't go out and be like, "Hey, I got a necklace I want to sell you." Sure looks like the one that Empress Eugenie wore. Jesus. Oh, the dumbass. Yeah. The dumbass dropped the crown. Oh, shit, I got to grab that pearl before we run out of here. Isn't that amazing? What's the conspiracy theorist on? Yeah, to say it's obviously an inside job? Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those, like every movie has the guys like, "Yeah, how you doing? Pest control." And he comes in, it's like, I think the security came over and they were like, "Excuse me." And he's like, No, get out of here. We're working. Zut alors. And shamed the guy. Okay, sorry. We need Inspector Clouseau. Mm-hmm. Does your dog bite? No. I thought you said your dog does not bite. That is not my dog. Inspector Clouseau. Absolutamente. That is not my dog. The great Peter Sellers. Well, my do I have a dog or a cat? We have a dog. I say we. So years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was, 6 years ago, we got separated. The kids and my ex-wife got together, and they're like, "Well, Dad's going to be living alone," so they gave me Ollie, the 105. Now he was a teeny little puppy at that point. And I was like, "Oh man, this is amazing, guys. That's really nice." But I got to tell you, I'm going to work every day, and now it's just me in the house. So I'm gonna have to. If you give me the dog, then basically I just got to hire dog walkers and dog kennels and camps when I go places, and like, just an lot of extra expense and a lot of things to. I did not ask for a dog, so I tried for a month, and then I went and said, "I'm sorry, I'm giving the dog back." Look, I'm a people pleaser. And so I do these things. And I usually, hang on to it. And so but I gave the dog back. And now the dog is 110 pounds and he does not have any manners. And he's running around that house and not mine. But he occasionally comes over and goes swimming. Yeah. Oh my God, look what the cat dragged in. There is one of our great old friends from Canton, Massachusetts, longtime Canton Police Sergeant, the great Peter Murphy, ladies and gentlemen. And you must be very thrilled that Michael Proctor will not be reinstated. And he pulled his own application, his own appeal. Peter, what say you, my big boy?
Well, I'm a little sensitive about one of your old-time friends. I don't know if that means we've been friends for a long time or I'm old, but we'll give you a pass on that, Billy. How are you?
You know what? You are handsome as ever, my friend. You've never looked. Look, everybody's excited to see Peter Murphy. There he is. Cat says hello, Peter.
All right. Okay. Yeah, bring it. So listen, a lot going on out here on the East Coast. Crazy town. Absolutely crazy town. Proctor withdrew his appeal. There's I don't know, thousands and thousands of texts and communications and emails and God knows what, going back to 2013. You can only let your wildest imagination take control and imagine what is going to come out over that time period. You're talking
what a bozo this guy is. What a bozo this guy is. He said, his lawyer said, yeah, well, here's the thing. I know you want to go back, and Michael Proctor said very inappropriate things on text to his friends. Not official line of business. Karen Reed has a flat ass. He said she's a total whack job. She's a kook. She's going down. All these terrible things he said about her as the lead investigator for the Massachusetts State Police. And then the lawyer says, well, I know you're interested in what he said about past defendants going way back, but he got a new phone in February of 2024. So it auto deletes after 30 days. You're not going to find anything. And I said, well, you know what? Just give us the phone anyway. They go in there. This dumbass, his iCloud, he doesn't even know what he's doing with the iCloud, and the cloud has it all. It's the way everyone's been caught cheating. It's the way, the cloud is the killer. And he got busted, and he had to pull his own appeal because he knows there's stuff in there that's not good, including racist stuff, Peter.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. And supposedly, from what I read, the information is supposed to be more is being dumped on or before the 24th. which is only a couple of days away. So, I mean, stay tuned, buckle up. I think it's coming. It's in the pipeline.
Oh, he's up Shit's Creek without a paddle. I mean, there is no question about the stuff that they're going to find in there is. You know what I think about all the time? I don't know if you've ever seen the woman around. Isn't his wife? She's still with him. Is it Elizabeth?
Yes, that is her name. I'm not saying yes, is she still with him? I'm just saying yes, that's her name.
Seems like stand
yeah.
by your man. I mean, how could you stand by? Do you love your man like that? It's like, I love this man. I've made a commitment to this man who uses, racist, slurs against people, who, fixes investigations, who lies, who says horrible things about the little woman whose life is trying to be taken by the prosecution for no reason other than to just chalk up a win. How do you love that man? Like, how do you look at that man and don't you have to feel like there's something? I say this in relationships, Peter. You're a beautiful man and a longtime married man, is what I'm told. Very beautiful marriage. A lot of people say emblematic, and that is you should admire your partner. The big word is admire, right? If you admire that person, that's very helpful.
Right. Yes.
Right.
That is true.
She can't admire Michael Proctor. How do you admire a piece of shit like that?
Well, I think what happens, Billy, is that the admiration gets convoluted with children involved, and you can kind of understand how that would make the case a lot more complex and put an extra dimension on it. So I get maybe where she's coming from on that right now, but I'm sure it'll all play out, and at some point she's going to have to make a very difficult decision.
She's got to, yeah. I mean, biblically it says honor your partner, okay? Uh-huh. I see you honoring. Are you honoring your son in that picture? I think you are. Peter, Joy wants to know, who do you think the high-ups in Canton are that are going to be hauled off in cuffs? Like you said on the show a couple of weeks ago. Who are the higher-ups in Canton that are going to be hauled off in cuffs?
Well, I'll tell you, just based on testimony that I've seen and my read on 30 years worth of experience, training and experience on who's being truthful and who isn't, I would say everybody's on the table. I would say anybody that worked for that department or has since retired. Billy, I wouldn't take anybody's name off the table, honest to God. And I said from the very beginning, you can go back and look it up, that if I was in charge or a reasonable person was in charge that morning of the 29th and soon thereafter, certainly by the next morning, and you reviewed the protocols and the standard operating procedures that were just heinously abused and neglected, everybody on that command staff should have been put on administrative paid leave, and they should have brought in an ad hoc committee to look at what the Christ they didn't do.
That's right. It's astounding that the rest of the country is watching as citizens of Massachusetts start to really voice, dissension with their law enforcement. I mean, and it's astounding. I mean, it probably has happened, the other states are like this, but you get the idea that Massachusetts is especially bad. Real corruption there.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And I mean, when I say, just to reiterate a little further on your question, I think the whole command staff should have been taken to task for, what they didn't do, what they didn't have their subordinates do, what the subordinates, it appears it was so mismal and non-feasance that it had to be intentional. And I said that on a couple of other platforms, and I'm saying it on yours right now. It appears to me it had to be intentional. I mean, a Cub Scout or a first new boots on the ground out of an academy after 20-something weeks would have done a better job on that investigation. And I would say that, there were pictures of Higgins walking around the outside parking lot at the police station, walking down the hallway. there's some names like Sean Good and Gallagher and Kelleher across the street hanging, holding, giving out solo cups and stop and shop bags for evidence. I mean, there's just no end to it, Billy. I'm sorry. And I think the feds got it. I think they got it all. We're just going to have to be patient and wait. And I think these revelations that got to come out of Proctor's phone over the next short period of time are just going to add more subpoenas, more affidavits, more depositions, and it's going to drag this out for a while. But I think the feds are going to get all the players they need, and that we need for closure to this case and justice for John O'Keefe and for the third-party culprits.
Do you think Michael Proctor got a severance package when they let him go? Did they give him some, like, a nice little stipend of money, which taxpayers should demand back?
I don't know what he got. I heard recently, without receipts, so I guess I'd have to say allegedly, or in my opinion, that Buchanan went into a union meeting and asked for additional donations for him over and above whatever the union was doing. So, I mean, Tully, Buchanan, the whole regime, I think Fanning's either under the radar, under the light and on the radar, or he may be shipped out somewhere out of Morrissey's office. I mean, it is just a quagmire.
Wow. Yeah, Morrissey. I mean, Michael Morrissey is the DA in Norfolk County. He's got another year before he has, right? It's February. He'll be reelected or running for reelection November 26th. Is that?
Yes, I believe that's the date.
He's got no chance. I mean, it's just no way. I mean, imagine if unless people forget, time heals all wounds. I don't think it could heal what he's done. He's lost last I saw, he was about 4% popular, the guy.
On a good day.
On a good day.
Yeah, and I mean,
imagine going to the grocery store if you're Michael Morrissey. I mean, Jesus, you can't go out.
No, we saw, the Birchmore death, untimely death, the homicide was February 1st, 21, and Morrissey's office and the medical examiner deemed that a suicide. There were a lot of people, I understand, even sound good, solid officers from Canton that went to their hierarchy and said, no way, that was not a suicide. Morrissey still dug his heels in and called it a suicide. He had brought Fanning in from the Stoughton Police Department to be in his investigative unit out of Norfolk County DA's office. How do you bring the rooster and put him in the hen house?
That's right. What's going on with the civil trial? I mean, is it over? I mean, it's not over. I mean, they had their hearing, weeks ago, but
yep.
After she's been acquitted across the board in the criminal trial, and before that acquittal, they had already filed the civil case. So,
right.
I guess it looks like, it's a little embarrassing to withdraw it, but there's just no way after the publicity of that criminal trial and the support of Karen Read that this civil trial could go anywhere. And it's the O'Keefe family, the family of the deceased police officer she dated. The O'Keefe family is going after Karen for wrongful death and all the others, and the two bars that served all the police, the booze that night. And then Karen launches her own. She's going to go on the counterattack. She's now going on offense. And Alan Jackson, announced that, which I support entirely. I can't wait for them to go on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, my comments would be the following. I was in the courtroom in attendance in Plymouth that day when they had that first hearing a couple of weeks ago. And I sat, Karen actually asked myself and a couple of other boots on the ground to sit beside, she moved us up from the back row to sit beside her parents and right behind her in court. So that shows, her, I guess, allegiance or her appeal to us as what we did to try to bring truth and justice to this whole case and override what was going on behind closed doors. And there were, let me think, there were three attorneys, I believe, for the O'Keefes at the time. There were two attorneys to represent the bars, which would be C.F. McCarthy's and the Waterfall, as you're familiar with. So there
Oh
were two
yeah.
attorneys for those two bars. And then I believe the head count that I counted sitting in front of me, beside Karen, including Alan Jackson, numbered either 6 or 7. Don't hold me to an exact number. And as he has said since, they are no longer considering themselves as the hunted. They are now the hunters. The defense, Karen and her team, are now the hunters. And my big question to you and the audience is, how the hell can, you know, anybody in their right mind bring a civil case that was basically twice consecutively shown to be bring her innocent, and now all bets are off, everything's on the table, they can bring anybody and everybody they want and ask them any goddamn question they want. I mean, this is going to be so damning, in my opinion, to the whole case and certainly to the O'Keefes. I don't know, I can't see them continuing in marching forward with this case.
You know what I always think about this is like the O'Keefes. I want to feel badly for you. I want Peggy O'Keefe, especially that mother who's, she's just frustrated and angry and pissed off and feels, she's latched on to the police because that's all she's known for her life. And so she wants, their support. She's on the team no matter what. But going after Karen in a civil trial, it's like after all this, it makes us not. It's hard to feel badly for a person who's lost a son. And I want to feel badly. I'm wired like a good person to feel terribly for someone who's lost a child.
100%.
And yet you're going after someone else who's clearly innocent. And it's like, you're putting me in the position of not feeling empathy for a woman who has lost a child.
Exactly, and to speak to your point that you just brought up, Billy, that question that you just posed and statement is out there on the streets of Canton. Like, sure, of course, we feel terrible for Peggy and the family, but good Lord, $500,000 spent by the federal government to bring in expert witnesses, ARCA, and conclusively prove that he was never hit by a motor vehicle. He didn't sustain any trauma from his ankle up to his chin. He didn't have any broken bones, any ribs, any leg, femur, knee, shin. It flies in the face of reason that a reasonable jury is going to say, wait a minute. Yes, we're terribly upset that you lost, John O'Keefe, your son and your brother, but God damn it, there's overwhelming evidence that, unlike the OJ case, in my opinion, this is clear cut that he was never hit by a motor vehicle. So how do you bring the case?
Yeah. What is the mother being told? That they cannot disclose for whatever reason.
Right.
That's a really good point.
Yep.
What is she being told?
And by who? And by who?
And by who?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
And Billy, we had the standouts, since April of 23. Hot, cold, snow, sleet, rain. We all stood. You saw us throngs on the Superior Court steps. And matter of fact, I live streamed with you on the day that we got the verdict back. Correct? I believe that was the day. That was the day. Thousands of people.
Oh my God, you were tremendous. What you my Canton bureau chief was on fire. That's you. Fuego. Peter.
Well,
you know what that whole trial gave me though, and I talked to Bill Reed, Karen's father. Intermittently. Mm-hmm. I had a martini recently, about a month ago, with Alan.
Yep.
I see Alan, communicate with him.
Right.
But it delivered us. It delivered us Peter Murphy. And you want to talk about something, a beautiful thing to come out of tragedy. Peter Murphy, a man adored by everybody in this little group here. I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
Oh, you got a lot of fans. I remember that day you were just working the outside of the courtroom. You were talking to all the ladies out there. They had their beach chairs out. They were out there in support of Karen, and you were just working the crowd like a professional.
Like the professional I wasn't, but I did the best I could with what I had.
Oh, you're amazing. Everything else good in your life, bud?
It is. It is. My daughter was east from Manhattan Beach over the weekend
Good.
for a couple of days. I did not get down to see them down in the Mid-Atlantic where my son lives. And so I got to get out there and see her, and I got to meet up with this guy, Billy Bush.
You absolutely do. I can't wait. We're gonna go out and have a beautiful. I can't wait to share all the photos with our beautiful people in the chat here when they see you and I taking over. We may go surfing. Who knows? We'll live the Cali life, you and me. Maybe not the surfing.
It sounds good. Let me just add one thing going back to the case in hand here, Bill. We stood, as I said, for 3 years to free Karen Read, and I think we accomplished that. I think Alan Jackson and Yannetti and her defense team astutely. I know what they were doing, in the war room. It was incredible what they accomplished and the evidence they got. And I think what's being missed here in the communication is that what you just said. I mean, we are all very sympathetic to the losses that the O'Keefe family has sustained. No doubt about that. And, their signs say justice for JJ, and our signs say justice for John O'Keefe. There is no difference. JJ and John O'Keefe were the same person and the same victim and the same decedent, sadly. So we're all working toward the same goal right now. But there is this line in the sand, and people go by us, give us the finger, yell at us, part of the McAlbert support group. And I'm going to say this, I won't drop the F-bomb, but we were there in front of the police station the other day, and actually we got the chief of police to come out and stand with us 2 weeks ago and to take a picture, the interim chief. But the point I'm going to tell you is that somebody, I saw his face, but I couldn't get the number plate in time. He drove by and he said, F John O'Keefe.
What?
Yeah. What a sick bastard.
God,
so that's the vitriol and angst that's still, circulating around here in the salad bowl in this community. And good Lord, I mean, you could take whatever side you want. You want to say that she's still guilty after 2 trials. You say what you want, but God damn it, how do you say F John O'Keefe?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Gosh darn it, Peter.
Yeah. Gosh darn it.
There you go. I'm correcting you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I accept it.
All right. You've been a bad boy. You've been a bad boy.
Yep. Okay.
I love you, buddy. Well, have a wonderful day. We got Steve and I are we're making a little pivot into some sports as we figure out sort of all the fun things. We talk about all kinds of weird things, but we're making a little pivot into sports. And we got a bunch of cool things coming up. We have 2 booked guests in Jared Goff, the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, and Matthew Stafford, the quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams. And if you remember, years ago, they switched teams. Mm-hmm. Goff was the quarterback for the Rams, Stafford for the Lions. They switched right away, first year. Stafford wins the Super Bowl. Goff seems to be on his way. They seem to be doing very well under him. So we've got them both. And those are coming up in the next 10 days. Going to be awesome. And we have
I'll look
Cheryl Hines. We got RFK's wife, Cheryl Hines, an old friend. We got her coming into the studio. We got Bill O'Reilly coming into the studio. We got a lot of wild stuff going on here. Wild. Love you, Peter. Wait, one more time. You're a beautiful man.
Great to see you always, and take care. Stay well.
There goes Murph. What a guy. What a guy. We love the man. All right. Well, you know what we never got time for? Sea cucumbers washing up on shore. They're about a ½ inch long, but they grow to about 6 inches. Can anyone else relate to that? Okay, that was too much. Here we go. Bye-bye. That's it. sea cucumbers, how disgusting they are. But they do provide nutrients for beach hoppers, beach fleas, and other invertebrates living along. Okay. That's how we're gonna go out, huh? I don't know how to move to this. Oh wait, I'm finding it. Oh. My haircut makes me look younger. Just a little bit younger. I think my haircut makes me look younger. A little bit.